Besties, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a fall book recommendations video, which I'm so excited for because like fall is just so fun. Fall to me just symbolizes like spooky season. Also, like the older I get, the more I fall in love with fall. Like everything is just like so perfect. Like the weather is not too hot, it's not too cold. We get pumpkin flavored like desserts and foods. We get pumpkin flavored drinks from Starbucks. We get literally fall leaves that are just so pretty and aesthetic. We get Gilmore Girls. Like just everything about fall is just perfect. So I thought I'd put together a cute little list of like books that kind of just symbolizes fall to me. When I think of fall, I think of like spooky season, but I also think of like cuddle weather or like just like cozy weather. So most of the books that I have on my list are like murder mysteries, psychological thrillers, but I do have a few romance reads in here. So my name is Javell Ashanti, if I haven't said that yet, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you should definitely subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, let's get started. I haven't watched any other like fall book recommendations video, so I don't know if other people are also recommending these, but hopefully I have some like underrated books, some books that other people haven't seen. First one I want to recommend is a book that I read earlier this year, which is by Miss Geneva Rose, the Queen. We have Perfect Marriage. This is a kind of like a psychological thriller, to be completely honest. It's about a wife who is a lawyer. However, her husband is now being convicted for murder. Who is he murdering? His mistress. And now his wife has to defend him in order for him not to go to prison, which is insane because we go back and forth in this book trying to find out like who really killed his mistress. And the whole time like there's just so many clues, but you just have no idea. And I went through this book so fast because I was like, this is driving me mad, I need to find out. It is such a good read. It's a spooky read. It's not like super scary, but it's just like very like I need to find out now. And another book I would recommend, or I want to recommend, is a YA moment. This is a YA book. It is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. It is about a group of like 5 kids who got sent to detention. However, during detention, one of the kids die. His name is Simon. He dies from an allergic reaction. And now all 4 of the leftover students, they're like in high school, they're on trial, or not really on trial, but they're being investigated by the police because the police thinks one of them killed Simon because Simon had a blog where he just talks a lot of smack or like out people with their secrets and stuff. And so no one in the school really liked Simon, but these 4 in particular are like number 4 suspects, like number 1 suspects to the police. So the book kind of goes through trying to figure out like who kind of killed Simon, like what's really going on here. We get all 4 point of views, which I really liked because we get to see inside the head of all 4 main characters. And I don't know, it was just such a fun read for the fact that it's like a YA book. It was like super fast paced, which I really like, and I usually don't enjoy YA that much, but this, all the characters were just really likable, so I like this. Next book I have is by Miss Colleen Hoover. It is Verity. It would not be a fall book recommendations if we did not talk about Verity. Verity is one of Colleen Hoover's best work. I would like to say that's my humble opinion, but this is a thriller moment, which is very different for Colleen Hoover because she mostly does contemporary romance, but this book is insane. So it's about Lowen, who is a struggling author. She's going through a lot financially when she gets hired by Verity Crawford's husband. Now, Verity Crawford, she's like a super popular, like very successful author. However, she just went through she got into a car accident and now she's not able to walk, talk, or even like write anymore. So Lowen gets hired to finish her series. So when Lowen goes to her house and she's looking for her transcripts and stuff to finish writing the popular successful series that Verity has, Lowen comes upon a transcript. And the transcript is kind of like for an autobiography that Verity was writing, and it has a lot of like deep, dark secrets that Verity probably wouldn't want anyone to know. And so she doesn't really know what to do about that because she doesn't know she should tell Verity's husband, who's also living at the house with her, like Verity's child. She doesn't know she should tell the husband, but also she's like also falling in love with the husband. So it's like a crazy situation. Upon coming up on this transcript, weird things are happening in the house. Like things move, Lowen thinks she's seeing stuff. It's just crazy. This is like a thriller that had me gagged. Literally, I did not know what to think, and I feel like I'm not doing a good job at giving like the synopsis, but trust me, you will not be disappointed with reading this book. It flows so well. The way Colleen Hoover writes, she's not someone that you can like stop midway through. Like she makes you want to finish the book in one sitting. And the ending of this book is just crazy. Like it leaves you mind fucked. Like it's so insane. So I definitely recommend this as well for like a spooky read. Like this book had me a little shook. Next book I have as a recommendation is the X Hex by Erin Sterling, and this book is such a fun, like fast-paced, like Halloween read. I feel like this is about a witch who, in order to nurse her broken heart, she casts a spell on her ex. Fast forward 9 years later, he returns back to Gravesglen, which is the town that they live in, and as soon as he like enters, everything starts going wrong for him, like bad thing after bad thing. Like he almost dies, like a statue almost crushed him, and in order to break the curse, he has to team up with the witch, who's the main character, to break the curse. And it's such a fun read, seeing them go on like an adventure to kind of like break the curse. I don't know, I really liked it. It's such a fast-paced read, and it's just a fun like October read, I feel like. Next book I have is a murder mystery. This is The Maid by Nita Prose. It is about a hotel maid who gets convicted of murder because she found a dead body, and when she was being interviewed by the police, she just acting very strange, and so she's the #1 suspect. They think she killed Mr. Black, and now everyone in the neighborhood kind of like comes together to kind of help her figure out who the actual murderer is, and to help her get out of this predicament, because she does have just like very like weird social cues, or like I don't know, she's just very like socially awkward and weird, and she's just not all there mentally, I guess. So everyone's trying to figure out how to get her out of this bind. So the book kind of just goes back and forth with trying to figure out who the actual murderer of Mr. Black is, and I just love this book. I love a good murder mystery. So Nita Prose, if you're looking for a murder mystery, kind of like a whodunit moment. Yeah. Oh, another YA moment I want to recommend is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is another YA book. I love this book so much. It was one of my favorite reads from 2022, I think. This is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It is about two teens who died, like I think 5 years prior, and the girl was killed by like her boyfriend. Fast forward 5 years later, a high school senior decides to take up this murder case as her capstone project to kind of figure out like, did Sal and Addie actually die from like someone else's hand, or did Sal actually kill his girlfriend and then later kill himself? So that's kind of what this book is about, is Addie like doing like a deep dive into this case, trying to figure out who done it. While she's going around like asking questions, weird things start happening to her, and so now she knows like someone is trying to stop her from even looking into this case, and that's what this book is about. It's a YA book, so it's super fast paced, which I really like because I have TikTok brain, okay? I don't really have really good memory, or like I can't read something for too long, or I just start zoning out, and so I really like this book. And then we have Good Girl Bad Blood, which is the second book for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And so if you read this book and you want to continue following her story, you can go read this, where she has a podcast about like murder, the same murder case actually. She has a podcast and she's talking about it in here, and it's just all really good and fun, and I really like it. So these two books I definitely recommend them. Next book I recommend is One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. This is another murder mystery. This is about the 5 ladies of Buckhead. They're all like very rich, fabulous. They have, you know, expensive cars. They're very like competitive towards each other. Now Shannon is getting a divorce from her husband, and so they're trying to push her out of the group, out of being like the #1 it girl, and while doing so, one of them ends up dead. feel you gotta read the book and find out. It's like so fun and interesting, sometimes a little bit wonky. I'm kind of just like, what? But it's still such a fun read, I feel like, and I had a lot of fun reading this. So if you're into like seeing like friendship drama, like betrayal, death, recommend. Next book I recommend is Leela by Colleen Hoover. This is a paranormal romance. This is about Leeds and Leela. They met at a bread and breakfast, and Leeds thought he could spend the rest of his life with Leela. However, an unexpected attack leaves Leela fighting for her life. When she like starts to recover, nothing is the same between her and Leeds, and he thought the best way to kind of like reconnect with her is to go back to where they met, which is at the bed and breakfast. Now they get there, everything's like super weird. Okay, a lot of weird things start happening, the energies is off at the place, and only way for certain things that are happening to be explained is that there's like a paranormal activity going on. And that's basically what this book is about. The more Leeds interact with this paranormal entity, the more Leela is at risk for losing her life. This book is crazy. Like, I was terrified while reading this book. I feel like if you're not spooked by every little thing, you should be fine, but I'm terrified of everything, so like I was scared. But this book is so good now that I think about it, and I really enjoyed it. And the plot twist at the end, crazy. So I really like this. Next book I recommend is this thriller. It is When I Was You by Amber Garza. This is a up all night story of suspicion, obsession, and motherhood. This book is about a Kelly Medina who finds out that there's another Kelly Medina who lives in the exact same neighborhood as her, except the only difference between them is that one of them has a baby and another does not. And you know, she goes a little crazy about it because she becomes obsessed with the other Kelly Medina, and she forces herself into her life, pretending to be her friend, except one day one of the Kelly Medinas go missing and the other one might know what happened to her. So that's pretty much what the story's about. Your job in this book is to find out which one went missing and what exactly is going on here. So if you're into like thrillers, definitely recommend. Then here we're gonna get a little romance moment. I have this cute little romance by Colleen Hoover. It is November 9th by Colleen. I thought I'd recommend this because it's obviously called November 9th. Like, what gives you more fall vibes than this? Okay, this is about a girl who she meets this guy at a diner one day when she's having lunch with her dad, and her dad was kind of embarrassing her. So the guy pretends to be her boyfriend to kind of like get her dad off her back, and they spend the rest of the day together. They have a phenomenal time, and they make a pact to see each other every year on November 9th. So the guy that she's met is also an author, and so he plans on like writing about their romance over the years, that every year that they'll see each other on November 9th. So we never really see them throughout the year, we just only get to see them interact on November 9th. But there's a crazy plot twist in this book, like insane, but it's also like really cute, but it's also really sad, and I really enjoyed it. And so this is like a cute little romance cozy recommendation if you're looking for a fall cozy book. Alright, last but not least, we have a thriller. This is The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. This book was a surprise to me because I've never read anything by Julie Clark before, but it was so good. It's not really fall themed, but this is a book that you like wrap up in your blanket while it's a little chilly, maybe raining outside, and you read in like 5-6 hours. It's so good. So it's about Meg Williams. She's a scam artist, but she has a really good reason why she does these things. She changes her names everywhere she goes. She's a different person. She just pretends to be whoever you want her to be, and before you know it, you're probably out of your inheritance, your grandma's money, your wallet. She basically just steals everything. But one day she tells one small little lie to Cat Robert. Something bad happens to Cat, and now Cat is going after her, trying to get her convicted. You have such a hard time because you don't know who to root for, whether you're rooting for Meg Williams or Cat. It's just so good though, so definitely recommend. But that's pretty much it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please leave a comment below, like what book you're really excited to read this fall. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more. Love y'all. See y'all in the next video.